Welcome to the Cowboys Society. Real fan, real talk. Now I know the thumbnail got your attention, but the content will get your subscription. Guys, as Cowboys fans, we are tired. I mean, sick and tired of the excuses for 30 plus years. With that being said, our fearless leader, Dak Prescott, he always says what we want to hear. All right? Now, the real question, though, is whether or not our team this year has the roster, but most importantly, I believe, do we have the coaching staff to be able to get where we want to go? With that being said, guys, make sure you hit me with the HBO special. That's a Help a Brother Out special. I'm trying to do this full time so I can bring Dallas Cowboy content to you every single day. So give me a like, a subscribe, and hype the video. Without further ado, let's talk about it.
Here we go.
Get the season started after finishing last year 7-9-1. Remember, they missed the postseason. They got their eyes on the prize, though, in 2026. Lots of Super Bowl talk being thrown out by the Cowboys, including their quarterback, Dak Prescott, who showed up to camp in a vintage Cowboys Super Bowl 30 shirt. Look at that. Here's Dak.
Going into year 11, I'm not going to shy away from it. When you don't have it, it sucks. When you don't get to play for it, when you're watching other teams play in the playoff, there's nothing worse than that. And so, yeah, you know, I said I'd be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys when I was 6 years old, you know, and said I'd be in the NFL, and I got here. A lot of things in my life, you know, I said I'd do, and I did it. And so, like, why shy away from that now? Why shy away from asking people to hold me to the same standard that I believe that I can accomplish and this team can accomplish?
Real quick, guys, great guy. Like I said, he always says the right things at the right time every single time. Great leader. He has an incredible story. Where it comes from, like he said, 6 years old, he said he was going to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, guys. That is goals coming to fruition. That is manifesting what you want to come to life. And you got to love that, guys. And icing on the cake, the cherry on top would be winning a Super Bowl. This guy has everything it takes internally. And I believe he has what it takes externally when it comes to talent. I know he does, actually. He proves that year after year, year after year. You can't deny his talent. But for some reason, we can never put it together. And being a quarterback for 11 years and having the mediocre success, if you can call it that, like he said, it sucks. Not just for you, Dak Prescott, but for us fans. Now, I'm 42 years old. I saw those Super Bowls in the 90s. I remember those Super Bowls in the 90s. It was a great time to be alive, right? Great time. But it's been a long 30 years, guys. It's been a long 30 years. Now, I like Dak Prescott. And I think, honestly, he has what it takes to get there. But we have to see if he has the surrounding support staff to get there, because there's 53 people on the roster, not to mention the recruiters, the coaching staff, the coordinators, the head coaches, the positional coaches, and everything that goes in having a professional football team.
Not shying away from it in Dallas. Now, I think this is like the fourth time we've had the conversation about the Cowboys with the word Super Bowl in the same sentence. So do you like that Dak is saying they're not shying away from Super Bowl expectations, J-Mac?
I do like it. Regardless of whether Dak says it or not, we're going to open up the show and we're going to talk about the damn Dallas Cowboys. That's just something that is going to happen this time of the year. And he has a shirt on. I think Dak Prescott was probably 2 years old when that Super Bowl was going on. So he knows nothing about it, but he's heard all about it. For this team, you look at it a year ago, this offense and Dak Prescott, they were unbelievable. And he put up. And every single year when Dak Prescott is healthy, he puts up in the regular season. When you wear a shirt like that, to me, what has to be different, specifically to Dak Prescott, they have to be good enough, make the playoffs, and then once they get in, that's where we need to see the career performance from a guy like Dak Prescott.
And that's absolutely true. Absolutely true, because Dak has failed us in the playoffs before. Now, everything isn't on his shoulders, but Dak's performance in some of these playoff games has been very, very poor. Now, granted, some of the times it's been coaching, it's been situational coaching decisions that have been highly questionable, i.e. Mike McCarthy, who had an entire season being very questionable in situational football. So I don't put a lot of that on Dak when it comes to certain decisions, certain play calling, but you have to put it on Dak when it comes to play on the field. Because a lot of the times when it's terrible plays, audible out of it. We've seen the greats do it. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning is famous for it. Aaron Rodgers, whoever the case may be, Dak has to elevate to that level. You have to be able to read that defense, know that defense, and know your players on offense and know what you need to audible into in order to gain yardage. That's just plain and simple. Also, we have a great offense. Every single player from the offense is coming back, and we're only going to improve when it comes to depth. That's just a fact. We scored the most points out of all teams last year. Number one in scoring, right? Number one in scoring, and we can only get 7 wins. That is a complete failure with our defense. When we're putting up 27, 28 points a game on average, and we can only win 7 games. Now, I said I was going to talk about the roster. The roster changes come from the defense, and we have completely revamped the defense all the way up to the defensive coordinator and none other than Christian Parker, who has Super Bowl experience. I am so glad to see that we have him. He is absolutely energizing our guys, changing our culture, changing the mentality, and giving us Cowboys fans an actual reason for us to say it's our year. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and bring up the haters on this newly constructed ESPN staff, because they always got to have the people who talk for the Cowboys, and you got to always have the haters who are going to talk against the Cowboys. Let's go ahead and check these guys out.
How did we get from a 7-win football team with a first-year coach last year, Brian Schottenheimer, that everyone, and I mean everyone, always passed up on as a head coach, to now talking about Super Bowl aspirations? Yeah. Is it because of the star or the stars? That's what I don't understand.
It's because of the star on the helmet, 100%.
So this is not a Super Bowl team?
Well, no, because and here's the thing about talking about it. I love players that talk about it. I love players that have the confidence to talk about it. His hat said good. The defense can't be good. They have to be great. I don't care what happens on the offensive side of the ball. Honestly, it's fun to talk about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and these weapons and how much points they can put up. Don't care. If they're going to win or get to a Super Bowl, they need a top 10 defense. And last year, they were the worst.
And he's absolutely right when he talks about our defense from last year. The one thing about last year that we have to take into consideration is that it was last year. It was last year. The whole defense is brand new. The only thing we have to worry about is whether or not the defense is going to come together and gel and become one and have the mentality as well as the talent on the field to complement the offense. Guys, all we need to do is improve on 3 and outs, takeaways, pressure on the quarterback, and run stop. I know I said almost every aspect of defense, but with how terrible we were last year, I mean, guys, it was hard to watch. And now all you Cowboys fans, I know you know what I mean. You knew when that defense, that Mike Eberflus terrible defense trotted onto the field, you knew we were giving up points. At least 3, most of the time 6, every single time. So to put that type of pressure on our offense, where they knew they had to go out there and score every single time, also was just statistically impossible. That's just too much pressure. That's too much pressure. You can't say they didn't get it done last year and then project that onto us this year, especially when the entire defense is brand new. Brand new. Brand new. You cannot put that on us. It's just not even logical to say that. If you were a real analyst, you would be saying, hey, they've definitely improved, They got solid players, Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, guys. And we got newer guys that are improving. We got Rashawn Gary. The Packers wanted to get rid of him, but hey, he can come back and he could come over here and have a phenomenal season, just like Javonte Williams did, who was a sleeper of a transition that we got last year. We got Siobhan Revel, who I think is going to have a breakout year. Kobe Durant coming in from the Rams, and the Rams ain't no Rudy Poo team. He's not a Rudy Poo player. He might come in and start. We got Deron Bland coming in. Everybody's coming in healthy. There's no off the field distractions. Jerry Jones isn't saying absolute crazy stuff. There's no contract negotiations and dilemmas going on, guys. We have the right mentality going into this season. And this hasn't happened in a long time. Things are different. We have brand new coaches. I don't know all the positional coaches, but I did look into them, and they're great guys. They're all coming, I won't say all, but most of them are coming from winning teams. They've been to Super Bowls. They've won Super Bowls. They know what it takes. They know what championship players look like. They know how to recruit and how to coach. Guys, now, I'm not always the one to say it's our year every single year, but we have a solid chance, and I mean a real solid chance, of doing some damage this year. Guys, it feels good. Everybody's playing well, showing up in training camp, even though it's only day 3 at this point. But we have a lot of things to look forward to and to feel good about. Do not let the haters tell you we're delusional. Not right now. Now, of course, we got to get out there and we got to see if our defense is going to come together, like I said. But everything looks good. Everything feels good. And I love the fact that our leader in Dak Prescott has the mentality that he has, because he is saying that he wants to win a Super Bowl. He grew up wanting to play for the Cowboys. And, of course, bringing the Lombardi Trophy back to Dallas after 30 years would be a huge accomplishment for this young man. Guys, leave your comments down below. Do you like what Dak Prescott said? Do you like his mentality for himself and for the team? How good do you think our defense will be, since it's completely been flipped upside down and changed? I want to hear what you got to say. Leave your comments down below. This is the Cowboys Society. Hit me up with the HBO special. That's a Help a Brother Out special. Give me a like, a subscribe, and hype the video. Until next time, guys, this is the Cowboys Society. Real fan every day. Peace.